about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Let's talk about comics. Around there, YouTube, it's Charles here, and today we're going to talk about a comic that is new to me. I do not follow it regularly, but I pop in from time to time when I see an arc that seems interesting. And so let's get into it. From DC Comics, we're talking about Nightwing number 125, Public Enemy number 1. To be honest with you, I can't remember what really caught me about this issue, if it was the cover or what. But I added it to the pull list, and I am not disappointed. We start off, you don't have to have too much background information. They fill it all in within the first 6 panels. What's going on in the state of things in this universe. In Bloodhaven, the cops have been given this technology that essentially lets them compete with the superheroes, fly around and do all kinds of other stuff. And we meet this cop. He's at his local police bar after a shift, and he's, talking with the barkeep, and, we find out that he's a guy that does everything by the book. And I say by the book with these quotations because we find out that that's a phrase that comes up a lot in this issue, is by the book. But it doesn't quite mean by the book. There will be a couple of spoilers here, but I'm going to try to keep it relatively spoiler free. But the big event that really sets off this story is that officer is beset upon by a shadowy figure. And what struck me is that he was both surprised but familiar with what this figure was. And instantly started saying, I did everything by the book. I did everything by the book. Don't kill me. And we cut to the commissioner getting woken up in the middle of sleep to the call that her officer had been killed. And that's where the episode jumps off, when we find out that while this officer did everything by the book, he would push things to that limit. And he wasn't as well liked as he seemed. And the people closest to him really felt the wrath of his true personality. And Nightwing, he comes in kind of in the shadows. You can tell from the dialogue that him and the commissioner, while there is a respect and a trust there, neither one of them really completely trust the other. The commissioner, she wants to solve this on her own and not have the vigilante to get involved, and is leery of Nightwing. I'm not sure why. Like I said, I just pop in and out of the series. And he seems to know something and seems to have a handle on things and wants to get involved. And he's kind of pushy and trying to get his way into the investigation, but respectable. And leaves her a lifeline. A calling card, if you will, that comes into play later in the book. But as the commissioner is trying to figure things out, she gets a call from an old timer, a guy that used to be a policeman, and he tells her about the legend of Captain Hollow. And it is this urban legend that all the police know, and that if you step out of line, he is the boogeyman. He is the mythic figure that will keep you in line. And that's as much as I'm going to say. I don't want to give too many spoilers to ruin the story for you. But I thought it was, a very, very good issue of a comic book. You don't need any background to enjoy it. It sets up all of the lore organically within the first 6 panels or so. And the way that they introduce Nightwing and this Captain Hollow character, I thought were brilliant. It is written by who is the team on this book? See, I should, if I was a professional, I would have looked at all this stuff beforehand. But yeah, it's written by Waters and Francavilla. And so, very good stuff in Nightwing 125. I probably will not subscribe to the book off of this, but I will definitely be getting number 126. And I'm really interested to see where this Captain Hollow story ends up, where they take it, and how it builds. So I highly suggest checking it out from DC Comics, Nightwing 125. Get it at your local comic book store. And if you don't have a local comic book store, I got a couple of suggestions for you. You can check out my friend Jeff at coffeeandthecomic.com. They ship nationwide and have absolutely great prices and great service. And if you're in Wyoming, like myself, there's no better place to get yours than at Spellbound Apothecary and Entertainment. That's where I got mine at. And the great thing about them is if you live in Wyoming and you order over $35 worth of comics, which I always do, they send them to you. Next day, no additional cost. So give Spellbound Apothecary and Entertainment a try if you're in Wyoming, and if you're somewhere else, I always suggest coffee and a comic, and they give you a complimentary coffee with every order. So I will see you guys next time. Until then, keep reading these books. You know I will. I'm out.